Hey everybody, this isn't going to be your typical maintenance video. It's not going to be the engine, and it's not going to be the Mustang. This is a Marine Corps story time video. What I want to do is tell the history behind the AWO, the Airframes World Order. And I got to start from the beginning. So when I first joined the Marine Corps, my MOS was guaranteed aviation maintenance. That meant I was working in aviation. And I was so gung-ho on working on jets. And let's just say, thank God I didn't get that job. I ended up getting orders to be a 6152 MOS. And that's very important for this story, because when I talk about the Airframes World Order, you have to understand that in 1993, there was only a few of us that were hybrids. We were trained to be metalsmiths and hydraulicsmiths. And so after I graduated school with my good friend Brian Shelton, Eskridge. I gotta throw that in there. Yeah, we were one of the first hybrids that there were to be an airframer. Previously, before the Marine Corps in 1993, they combined the 6142 MOS and the 6152 MOS. 6142 was metalsmith. 6152 was hydraulicsman. To save money, they decided to put those two together and call it airframes. Personally, in my opinion, that was the dumbest thing that they could have ever done in their life. I would have made the hydraulics 6152 into avionics. So everything's clean. Clean workspaces for hydraulics and avionics. Just me. However, my first unit, 264, the Black Knights, when I got there, I was fought over, literally. And when I got there, because I went to both schools, technically my MOS was 6152, hydraulicsman. However, my main school was metalsmithing. And the hydraulics school was a joke. It was studying books and taking a test. So, yeah, when I got to my first unit, I was pretty much fought over. Like, no, he's a metalsmith. No, he's a hydraulicsman. Needless to say, it took a while for the two shops to combine. And I originally went to the metal shop, 6142 metal shop. So I have to say this story because you have to understand what an airframer is. An airframer is a metalsmith and a hydraulicsman on a helicopter. I don't believe it's changed yet. So, yeah. And quick story of how I got my name Servo is, I want to say one of the metalsmiths that was checking me into the unit in 264, the Black Knights, took me all the places that I had to check in. And he was kind enough to tell me at the time, when it was cool, that I needed a stack of 6112s go to the flight line. And I was in my service uniform. I had my alphas on, and I walk up to the desk, and a famous 46 flight line mechanic named Jody Law. I walked up to the desk and I said, Sergeant, I need a stack of 6112s. And he said, "Oh, really? You do?" Next thing I know, I got WWE style coming off of desks, everything, and they kicked the living shit out of me. Busted a button off my uniform, and that was even before I checked in with the sergeant major. So when I checked in with the sergeant major, he's like, "Hey, what happened?" And I just told him I got jumped by Flightline, and he was like, "Yeah, good." So that was my introduction into the Marine Corps. My first unit ever, like day one. But Hoyt, the airframer, he said, "What's your last name, boy?" And I said, "Cervantes." He said, "Cervantes? No, we ain't calling you Cervantes. We're going to call you Servo." And literally the day I checked into 264, I got jumped by Flightline, and I got my nickname that would last 20 years in the United States Marine Corps. The very first day of my active duty units. So back to the airframe story. I was with 264 when the shops actually combined, and talk about like staff NCO leadership, button heads, like Gunny Steinhauer and Staff Sergeant Booker at the time. Booker, a hydraulicsman, Steinhauer, metalsmith. It was like cocksfighting, because you have to remember it was two different MOSs, but now it's combined into one. So we went through all the toolboxes, got everything done to redo a new work center. Airframes was 12 Alpha work center, hydraulics was 12 Bravo. When they combined the MOSs, it became 120. So all the toolboxes had to be redone and everything. And it was a pain in the butt. I left 264 because we went down to 4 airframers, and I said, enough's enough. I called the monitor and I said, I got to get out of here, like now. And this is leading up to the story of the AWO. So I left 264, the Black Knights, and I checked in to HMM 165, the White Knights in California. They had just done a BRAC move from Hawaii, Kaneohe Bay, to California. When I first checked in, it was amazing because we only had like 4 helicopters. And I thought, oh, this is sweet. It wasn't so sweet. When I checked into the unit, I want to say the airframe shop, when I checked in, I think we had like 5 sergeants, no corporals, no lance corporals, no junior leadership underneath us. It was just sergeant heavy at the time. And I reunited with Brian Shelton that I went to school with. Like I said, we were one of the first hybrids. And yeah, it was a great work center. It was phenomenal. And Gunny Spangler was in charge. We called him Spanky. Doogie, Staff Sergeant Doogie. Love Staff Sergeant Doogie. I hope he loves my channel because I love the vehicles he had when I was in 165, especially his big truck. And when I got there, I obviously reconnected with Brian really close. And then I met Russ, Super Russ, or Psycho Russ, whatever you want to call him. But we were all avid at the time, because it was the glory times of wrestling. You might think I'm crazy when I say this, but wrestling was so popular at the time. You had the New World Order in the WCW, and that was the time where you had to flip from WWE, WWF to WCW because it was that exciting. You had to watch both to see what was going on. And in the WCW, they had two guys. One guy named Kevin Nash, Big Diesel. They had another guy named Scott Hall, rest in peace, Scott Hall, named Razor Ramon. They were known as the Outsiders. And yeah, when Hulk Hogan introduced himself into the WCW, that's when the New World, not the Airframes World Order, but the New World Order began. And me, Brian, and Russ were avid wrestling watchers. And yeah, it was the glory days. I'm telling you, WWE can't even come close to replicating what happened with the New World Order, which they ended up going to WWE later on. But at the time that Airframes World Order was created, it's mimicked off the New World Order. And I can't remember if it was myself, Russ, or Brian that said, you know what, screw that. Screw the NWO. We're the Airframes World Order. We always used to do the suck it sign to each other. And that's how it was created. The three, what I call the three kings of AWO. Myself, Super Russ, and Kentucky boy Brian Eskridge Shelton. Sorry, just wanted to make you mad again. I love you guys. Yeah, but we're the three that created it. And if you could turn around here and show the door. Turn around, just show the door. No.
Oh.
The newest door. You don't have to turn it sideways.
I turned it sideways.
Don't mess them up. Okay. Turn back over here. But no, we formed a brothership, and the second the Airframes World Order was created, it was everywhere. It was toolboxes, painted on every single thing. And I was proud. I know Russ was proud. I know Brian was proud. And it was our bond together. And why I wanted to show the door is because Brian and Russ were aircrew. And I owe that door to them because they supported me and pushed me to say, hey, become aircrew, become a door gunner. You know, you can do it. And I would have never become aircrew if it wasn't for Russ and Brian. So, brothers, love you and thank you. And yeah, I wanted to tell this story because I've carried the AWO tradition into my garage, obviously. But I've carried it from 165, the White Knights, to 364, the Purple Foxes, to HMM 262, the Flying Tigers in Okinawa. And we got a Squadron of the Year, by the way. To HMM 764 in the Mojave Desert of Edwards, California. To Malice 14. airframe shop. And like I said, still lives on. And I hope it lives on in the Osprey community. And I can't tell the story of all the Marines that went to the Osprey units. I hope they spread it. And I pray to God it lives on. Because it's like a cult within a cult. The Marine Corps is a cult. Make no doubt about that. But the AWO was a cult within a cult. So, yeah, it was a special bond of brothers. And, yeah, and when I said we had 4 aircraft, we got more people coming in. We got Snaggletooth Greg Harris. We got L.A. May. We got Nasty Shay. And it just grew. Our Airframes AWO just ballooned. The greatest accomplishment is we had an aircraft that went to do a water landing and ripped its ramp off, and Super Russ did a phenomenal job doing, I believe it was Super Russ, I can't remember, but the whole unit had to come together and practically rebuild a helicopter from scratch. And after we got that helicopter gone to be properly rebuilt in Cherry Point, where I live right now, after that, we started getting the aircraft back. And we went back up to 12 aircraft. And that's when we had a full squadron, and AWO was at its peak. And, yeah. And I'm leaving out Taylor, Old Man Taylor, Shaky Jake, and Bonner. He was in Airframes for a while and then went to QA. And Amani Newell, our little sister, she's older than me, so. But yeah, and Russ and Brian, you should apologize one day. You're pretty hard on her. But Amani, I love you. And Bonner, I love you. So, yeah, if you guys watch it, this is my factual knowledge of the creation of AWO. And I'm still proud of it to this day. In fact, I just ordered a hat. So, it'll be in one of my upcoming YouTube videos. Yeah. And I put it on Facebook. So, you got the website. So, you want to order the same one. If you're AWO for life, you can order one for yourself. So, probably leaving a lot of people out. Oh, before I end the video, AWO would have never been created the way it was if Gunny Spangler and Staff Sergeant Doogie didn't let us be sergeants. So, that's a fact. They could have put a squash to it real quick. But I think they knew what we were doing. So, yeah. Oh, and I want to finish with this. And Brian, I hate you for this. Way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, it got hotter than a hoochie coochie. We laid rubber on the Georgia asphalt. Got a little crazy, but we never got caught. Yeah. I can't get it out of my brain. So, yeah, screw you, Brian Eskridge Shelton. I love you. But, yeah. That's my story of the AWO. So, and I wanted to put it out to the universe. Why? Because no fucks given. Suck it. It's my YouTube channel, and I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And yes, I can swear because it's my First Amendment right. Yeah, so what I wanted to do to properly finish out the Airframes World Order video, a tribute to my brothers, especially Brian and Russ, Super Russ, Psycho Russ. So, I forgot the wife laughing. Hey, you know it, baby. AWO for life. Love you all. Take care. Bye.